But you have to show. I can't help you that straight away.
Look how nervous I am, bro. Like, look how jittery my body is. I'm fucking bottling the clothes. Damn.
That is a blast to the past. Spotlight on me.
So cold. It's freelance closing. They want to travel the world. They want to get everything that they want to achieve in their life.
5 months apart. 5 months apart.
Alright, so I don't even know how to intro this really well.
We're going to review a call, or the very cool, that took me from absolutely complete degenerate, introverted, shy version of myself, a conversation between me and Jack. And yeah, we're going to review it for you guys.
I'm going to try right now. So, obviously, as a few of you have seen, this is one of my star boys, Henry. And he has been a student of mine now since the 7th of June. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to review the first conversation that we had, the absolute gateway opener. And little did he know that just 30 days later, he would have already made $6,000. So today we're going to review this exact call, and we're going to show you the pre-pubescent version of Henry versus who he is today.
Let's run it.
You good?
Yeah, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, man. Appreciate you asking. Whereabouts are you from? The UK?
Yeah, I'm from the UK.
Where in the UK?
East London side.
Yeah. Okay, sick. Alright, well, welcome to the call, man. I know we're speaking a little bit on difference, and obviously you wanted to reschedule that. Everything's still good?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, honestly, it's fine. I just had something come up in the morning, but I sorted it out because
It was nothing.
It was nothing. Bro was going to dip on me the whole time, can you imagine?
I came onto that call and I remember I was just like, I'm just going to get some more information.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if I really want to be asked to be on that call, to be honest, so I just gave an excuse, but get me out of it.
Look where he is today. Don't give excuses. But no, the full thing that I want everybody to know is here straight away. Look, wait.
yeah, it's no problem.
Yeah.
Look at the frame. Look at the frame. Got look fairly smart. The lighting's not the best that it could be. But we got like a nice watch, jumper, got some like crazy jungle background. This is what they call high frame. So straight away, Henry knows that I am most likely in a position that he wants to be, because evidently that is not the UK. However, evidently I am from the UK. When you came to the call, were you like blown away, like fuck, bro lives in the rainforest, or did it just kind of like go over your head?
It definitely did leave an impression. It makes a difference. It's like kind of the small things of like the background. Like you can clearly tell that you're ahead of me, and it's like you hold already from the very like we haven't even had a conversation yet, and I already know that you're here, not here. So yeah, it's definitely a detail that matters for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, man. Appreciate you asking. Whereabouts are you from? The UK?
Yeah, I'm from the UK.
Where in the UK?
East London side.
Yeah. Okay, sick. Alright, well, welcome to the call, man. I know we're speaking a little bit on difference, and obviously you wanted to reschedule that. Everything's still good?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no, honestly, it's fine. I just had something come up in the morning, but I sorted it out because yeah, it's no problem.
Yeah, I think that. So, talk me through a little bit. I know we spoke at the end, but just to refresh the conversation, like you've been closing for a few weeks, and you collected like 2K in commission in total. Like, run me through where you're at.
Yeah, so I started like I guess the whole business thing like 7 months ago. Kind of spent 6 months trying to figure out my own. Realised that probably not the best idea and probably not the best use of my time to try and figure out on my own. So I got a mentor to help me figure things out. I pivoted to sales because in terms of like skills, I kind of just gravitated towards it because I was good at talking to people. And then from there, I spent like the first 6 months trying to build a brand on Twitter. And then I did some networking, did some tried to like be a ghostwriter on Twitter for a bit, and then from the network on Twitter, I just kind of outreach people, asking like what does your sales process look like? I'd be happy to jump in as a closer. I did a bit of cold calling for a bit when I first started. Yeah. I got a bit of commissions off that. So I've kind of just been bumping around, like it's like kind of freelance closing, not really like I'm not in like a firm position. I've only started like for a couple of weeks.
Trying to impersonate Brett Scales.
I was actually
freelance closing. Yeah, when I heard that, I was like,
I actually cringed so much just watching this. I actually cringed so much watching this.
So straight away, when people start using terminology that just doesn't exist, you know that they just don't have a fucking clue, basically. Yeah, and I was just kind of like, okay, this guy is just like, unless there's like something that I don't know about, like, I know straight away. I'm highlighting, okay, cool. 7 months, ultimately 0 results is the vibe that I'm getting, right? Like, and this is not me completely rinsing you, bro, like in any way, but like it's more just like more what I'm thinking at the time.
Definitely an
Like,
accurate assessment though, for
yeah,
sure.
like 7 months, 0 results, calls it freelance closing. That doesn't even exist. So like, I know that I need to like get in there. Basically, I need to fucking get in the mind and see what's happening.
Yeah, that's pretty much that's what brought me up until now. And then I actually had a guy who offered me free mentorship to help build my own personal brand on Twitter. And because I also don't see a lot of people doing, at least not a lot of sales guys on Twitter, I thought it was like an area where I think it could be a place I could tap into, which is why I went with it originally.
I mean, Twitter account, there's definitely guys on Twitter who are big, like Asain, Asain, Bolo, Kurt, like a few big guys on Twitter for sure. All right, interesting. So, what do you have a mentor now? Is that for the personal branding? Or
Yeah, so it's kind of like a guy. It's kind of like he mentors me for like the personal brand, and then I do like cold DM outreach for him, for his personal brand business. He helps build people personal brands, and he just built out a program for it. He essentially gave that program for free. Plus, like I get on calls with him quite regularly, and then I also have someone else who I plan to like help improve my sales skills for like a week. Because I still think I have room for improvement. I feel like I have some sort of foundation of what it's like, but obviously I think there's a lot I still don't know.
sure, man, and that's a good mindset to have as well. I did send you over a video to watch from YouTube. You mentioned on there that you got a chance to go through that, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Didn't bore you to death or anything, no?
No, I thought it was pretty sick. To be honest.
Okay.
But yeah,
What was your biggest takeaway?
me personally, I would say like I was this person who originally wasn't. I always was under the impression that I could do it myself, and then the more I realized, the more people I ran into who are in like way ahead or still ahead of me and in positions I want to be, they all took steps to get mentors, get people to teach them. They have to pay for it, they have to trade service for it, but they still get mentorship because it's not like it's always going to be riskier staying in the position where you are right now than losing even that money on the table in the future.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because it's kind of like one of
If we pause it there, like that's you handling your own objection. So straight away in my head, I'm noting down. You're like, yeah, okay. So the bigger risk is like staying put, basically, staying put, because now, like now, if you try to give me an objection in the end, like, oh, it's risky or I'm like scared, then I know that it's like, well, bro, like I know earlier on in the call you mentioned that like the bigger risk is staying put than it is actually like taking a step.
Yeah, definitely. I think when I remember actually saying that, and I was just like, yeah, it's like you didn't even say anything. I think it was just like I realized I was just talking shit when I was like I was like talking my way out of what I was saying. It was really weird. So,
What do you mean you're talking your way out of it?
as in like as I was saying it, I realized that like I was starting to come to my own realizations after like putting it into like out there, like actually saying what was in my mind. It's a weird experience.
What was the experience?
As in, like, when I was having a conversation about, like, because at the time I had no one else really to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I think when I had the opportunity to, like, all those thoughts I had in my mind actually just, like, came out, like, because I was talking to someone that I wanted to possibly learn from or get more information from. So I naturally was trying, I also just handled myself, like, I literally handled my own objection when I look at it. It's crazy.
Actually nuts.
one of those ones, right, where it's like, what's worth more to you, time or money? Because if money's worth more to you than time, then just spend as much time or waste as much time as possible, you know? But if time's worth more to you than money, then use your money to leverage your time type of deal. And so you have like so many entrepreneurs get this twisted, like they think, oh, I've got so much time left, but like that's such a false mindset, because then when you get to 30, you still have that same mindset, like, fuck, where the last 10 years go? Speak to people like every day, bro, pretty much, you know?
Yeah.
Then you have kids and like all this other shit goes on. How old are you, bro, by the way?
I am 20.
20? Sick.
Yeah.
Cool, nice, bro. If I got into space when I was 20, like I'd be absolutely like printing like multiple six-figure months right now. So it's a good age to get into it for sure. Okay, sick. In your opinion, then, like, what's the biggest motivation behind you wanting to actually make money with closing at the moment?
Good question. I mean, mainly because I don't feel like I like the 9 to 5 stuff. Not really for me. I'm in one right now. I mentioned that in the DMs. I mean, I don't really like go into much detail, but yeah, I'm in 9 to 5. I've been on 2 now, and yeah. I'll be honest, I don't like it at all. I didn't go uni either. I got bad grades in A levels. Yeah, I got was it 3Ds? Not because like I couldn't have done better, but because I just and year 12, year 13, I just couldn't be honest. I was just messing around, ditching class. Like so I was at a point where I didn't really care so much about my life, and I was again more about just having fun. So I think I really took my life seriously when I thought it was too late, and then I got into like a 9 to 5. It was like an apprenticeship, and then I actually got let go from that. And then I took 6 months where I was just like I was kind of like I thought I'd reached the dream state of like being in a corporate job and stuff, because I dreamed about that when I was younger. Being in a corporate job, and then realised it's just like completely different to what I thought it was. And Like the fact that they just let you go whenever they want is I don't like having my future in someone else's hands. You know what I mean? So come November time, which is when I started to learn more about business, um, was when I decided, no, let me just give this a go. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but I'd rather start now and then regret not having taken the chance later. So I'm still young and I'm gonna take advantage of it very much.
Sure. Okay, man, for sure. So I guess really like what? So you don't like the 9 to 5. You want to take full control of the future. Like, what's the desire behind that?
It's just, I guess financial freedom.
Because
Mainly.
do you notice how like you didn't even answer my question? Ask you what's the motivation, you're like, oh, I just don't feel like the 9 to 5 is really the thing for me. There's two things that should have picked up on there. One was the fucking pain that you experienced when you said, yeah, you know, they can just let you go whenever they want, and then you laughed it off. Now, obviously, I know why, because you get let go from the job, but I didn't really pick up on that from the time. So I should have confronted the laughter, because it would have meant that I got the pain behind the laughter, and I should have asked, when did you experience that? When did you experience the fact that 9 to 5s can just let you go whenever you want? And when that moment happened, like what? How did it sit with you? What were the feelings at the time?
Yeah, would have felt very uncomfortable and super like deep into the conversation room there for sure.
Yeah, because that's just like direct challenge, like straight into the fucking mind. And had I got that, then I could start to withdraw pain out of you and just decimate you as a prospect.
What's that actually mean then? Because like everyone thinks financial freedom, but like what does that actually like mean?
Are you looking for a specific number or like goal I'm looking towards? No. I think I guess mainly what it means to me is just having the freedom to do what I don't necessarily say that like I don't want to have all the money in the world and not do anything in my life. I think I kind of established that early on. Want to be able to work when I want to work and essentially do something I like doing, while earning enough money so that I can work when I want, like when I feel like it's best for me, and I don't have to like be in the office at a certain time and not listen to someone. Just that the idea of that has not been like the greatest experience for the last like year and a half.
Yeah.
And so like in the last 7 months, I've just been looking to change that. I've met like some amazing people who have already achieved it. So I guess that's really the goal at the moment.
Okay. All right. What is it that you want freedom from?
I guess I would say the 9 to 5 lifestyle. I don't really want to have to work. Yeah, I guess I just don't want to have to work someone else's hours, or just generally
Why not?
because it, I want to because I've seen like lots of people who have been able to work with something or do something on their own terms, and I get it's part of the process, and like obviously sometimes you're gonna have to answer people. I think maybe.
But let's put other people to the side. Why is it that you don't want that? Like, why is it that you specifically don't want the 9 to 5 lifestyle?
Just I don't think it's realistic to achieve my goals without like while working 9 to 5. I don't think it's like for me it doesn't make sense to work a 9 to 5 because you'll be working for the rest of your life pretty much. Like I think the first thing that stood out to me, I would say, like for example, just I guess that trigger of thought curiosity was when I see people in London and I talk to these guys, and I talk to them, I go up to them and ask like, what do you do like in London who like have 300 grand to spend on a car, like and they buy this stuff in cash. I'm just like, okay, there are people who are able to willingly spend that amount on just a car alone, whereas there are other people who are struggling to make that amount of money in their entire lives. So like what's like these are all people are we were born the same, but there's clearly they did something different in their actions that led up to that point to someone else who did other things that led up to that point. People when they take action, certain actions lead up to. I'm a firm believer in like the actions you take, the decisions you make is what determines
Okay.
what happens in your future.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. So let me ask you this then, right? Like, what actions do you feel that you need to take to be able to?
I wanted to ask for the part when you asked me like what exactly do you want freedom from? Would it have been better to ask what about the 9 to 5 is it you want freedom from?
Yeah, because I was trying to get 9 to 5 anyway out of it. And I didn't remember you being this much of a waffler, to be fair.
Yeah, I was a
rewatching
waffler.
this. What the fuck?
I actually, if I had myself as a prospect, I would actually want to like cry on this call.
I was like, what the hell? I've even watched this back twice since, and like I don't remember it being like this waffly, but no, it's actually funny. But yeah, like what I would have said is like, what do you want freedom? What about the 9 to 5 do you want freedom from? Why is it that you want that?
No, I definitely would have said at that point that I just hate my manager. I was just like, and even if you'd also gotten that experience, like when I'd like been fired from my previous job, that would have tied me down so hard.
Yeah.
I would have just been like, fuck, Like, you know.
I think a sick thing that, like a sick kind of framework is like, why? You can use like, why do you want freedom from it? Or like, what do you want freedom from? You can use words like, start questions with like, why, what, how, or when. If you use these 4 questions, then I feel like that's targeting moments. Like, why is it important to you? It's going to bring up a moment. Oh, because of this happened. What is important about that? Well, the reason I want to fucking have no job is because I want to travel the world. Why is that? Because I've been trapped in the UK. What was the moment you realised you're trapped in the UK when all my friends are going on holiday? I'm fucking stuck. How will your life change? When did you realise that? Will specifically, obviously, bring out a moment. So I feel like if incorporating those into like any sales call, like your gangster closer.
To achieve the goals that you want, or even a better question: what action do you need to take that you feel that you're currently not taking to be able to hit the financial freedom to move away from that 9 to 5 lifestyle and take full control of your life?
I mean, honestly, I feel like I've taken. I think it's more about implementing because I've got a lot of information to work with now. I have people in like spaces in like the spaces I've been working in who are ahead of me. People working a lot more money than me, like teaching me things, telling me like, oh, this is how things are supposed to be done. And so I think me personally, I think I'm taking action.
No one's saying take action, bro. Like, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm asking you is like, okay, cool. So if you're already taking action, and now you feel that you need to implement, is implementation not still taking action? Regardless, they might say the same. Like, yeah, okay, cool. So even if I spin it into your own words, then like, what do you need to implement and you're not currently implementing?
Ooh, big sigh.
I'm actually not sure. Like I think it's because I spent a lot of time.
Look at the body language.
I spent a lot of time and effort into like the last week or so looking for.
I'm protecting myself.
I guess other people to help that I need to. Now it's time to really. Like, I've been very like focused on like scaling the content on my own brand and like gathering a portfolio testimonial that I can use to help me to like give me more inbounds, more leads, to sign more people who'd be interested in hiring a closer or getting someone converting like a closer. And then from there on, I wanted or think I'll do like something to being like a sales trainer from there. That was the plan from there. But that was like a very long time back in my mind. But like right now, I'm focused on like developing my skills and like building my own personal brand.
What's your X handle?
At Henry Sales.
Henry Sales.
Do you want me to? Can I send you the Instagram?
Put it in the chat here, bro.
Okay.
Oh, we just wanted to suss you out to see if you were actually
be able to put what's going to be able to attract more
to
people.
see if you were actually taking action. Like, I just didn't believe you at this point. I was like, nah, this kid's a fucking liar, bro. Like, he's not taking action. There's no way.
That's fair.
So I was just like, damn, like, I actually want to see if this motherfucker's actually doing what he says he's going to do.
Yeah, for real.
Just posting content and like hoping that it's going to slap, or is it posting your skill set and actually like showcasing people that you have the skills to be able to be hired?
Yeah, I mean, I've started pivoting towards content that like I started pivoting towards content that I'm literally showing them that I have the knowledge and skills as a closer. Like I'm showing them, I guess, like content that like clearly displays that I have the skills as a closer, and then therefore gives me proof that like that I'm someone who can provide value in that sense.
Sure. Okay. So, I mean, with this, obviously, you say like you got a neuro-driven strategy. Like, what's the neuro-driven strategy that you use?
So, like, I've learned a lot about. In specific, it comes from like objection handling. So, I don't know if you know Johnny Mao.
Yeah, I know Johnny Mao.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of his videos, and like he teaches a lot about like risk reframing strategies and stuff like that. It was very psychology based, and I thought it was really interesting. So, like, kind of went with that side of it. I mean, I saw you do that as well, which is why I followed your content in the first place. When I like saw you come on Instagram, it was like the combination of you being from the UK plus you carry out sales more how I want to, rather than I see a lot of people who do sales like it's very unnatural and very. It sounds like a TV commercial, like they're pitching, and it just sounds terrible.
Great, yeah, I'm with you, man. I think that's a great thing about like people from the UK as well, that they have like a level of authenticity, like to be able to just showcase who they actually are. Johnny Mao was good. The one thing I don't agree with Johnny is that he objection handled AI in his videos. So like, yeah, yes, like, and it sounds wicked, like, and his objection handling is good. Like when you're objection handling like Kendo AI, bro, it's like, damn, what are you reflexing? You know?
I don't know if we should post
He used AI for his objections.
You never seen it before, like Kendo AI? Sure.
No.
Look at all those tabs, that's horrendous.
Kendo AI, basically. So
it's an AI specifically for sales.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a training. It's like a training, like role play with AI, basically. AI sales training and management for release sales teams. I don't know. Maybe we leave it on the call. I've never used it before. Maybe this would be quicker. I'm not that bothered about it though. But
Who's like, what? I know so many.
The idea is, it's like, how much money do you need to make to achieve like the outcome that you want?
I think if we're talking, like, are we talking just complete long term, like end game like how much I would want to make or.
Let me rephrase it in a different way. Like the money that you want to make, or sorry, the freedom that you want to have, the control over the life that you want to have, to do what you want whenever you want to do it, to be able to have like the financial flexibility to work whenever you want. How much money do you need to make to achieve that?
Probably like somewhere, it's got to be somewhere between like 5 and 10 grand.
Mm.
The minimum has to be 5 grand because there's no way. Yeah, it's got to be somewhere between 5 and 10 grand.
Did you come into eight? Did you come into 8 the minimum?
No, you're right. I didn't do this whole thing to aim for the minimum, but I think because like from a short term goal, I need to. I so badly want to
You
go.
see, because now you're like aiming for the minimum, like for the cool review purpose, like what do we do if somebody's aiming for the minimum?
Well, we challenge it because like if someone is aiming for the minimum, it says a lot about the way they set goals, the way they approach things, the way they even approach their life. It's just like small language things that they say, the way they like speak, the way they even just like talk. Like those things you got to pick up on, and it will give you a very good indication of the type of person that they are. For example, in this case, at this point, this version of me was someone who was always looking at minimums, like the starting point. Where in actuality, well, like do the most successful people do that?
No. Damn. Was that a big realization, identity shift for you?
Yeah, I think it was like, especially, I remember that moment when I was sat in that church, it was like, did we come here to achieve the minimum? Oh, slap in the face.
Yeah, just like, damn. Because I feel like deep down we all know that we should never aim for the minimum, or we're like, at least I want to make this, or at least I want to do this, at least I want to come like fucking second place. But it's like, if you, imagine this, right? Like if you always set yourself a minimum, then you always become like the minimum.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, like, well, if you just removed, like, genuinely, if you just remove failure from the equation, would you still aim for minimums? No, obviously not. Like,
well, yeah, that's actually mad.
like, no one would aim for minimums if there was no failure involved at all. If like success was guaranteed every single time, everyone would just aim for as high as they fucking can, which what people should do anyway.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Why should people do that?
Because like. Why the better question is why not? Like why should you be setting yourself or settling for less than what you're truly capable of? It's like why get in your own way? Why put a barrier in front of yourself just because there is a possibility of things not working out? And failure is just a lesson at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, I've learned to like I dread Monday mornings. So it's not fun.
Sure. So let me ask you, right, you want to leave your 9-to-5 job, can you continue to focus on a short-term goal?
For a core review purpose, when it was really good that you took note of this actually, when I said I dread Monday mornings. For the people watching, when you come to a future face and you get really specific, like when you started future facing me, it was like when you dread Monday mornings, you added that little detail in there which definitely hit when it came to future facing. Yeah, it was crazy.
And that's the thing, you have to know, like in any sales call, right, you have to always note down, maybe I'll even stand up for this, but you have to always note down how, like, the notes that you should be taking are so fucking key. It's like specific, it's probably spelled specific wrong, but like specific emotions like I dread Monday morning, or I hate when this happens, or this pisses me off, or my manager says this, or my manager does this. Always picking up on these specific emotions / moments within the call, so that you can use this to your advantage so that I can help you really picture, like, look, you fucking, like, not you retard, but like, look bro, like, you can't fucking continue to live in these specific moments that are pissing you off, because that's ultimately why you're here, innit? At the end of the day.
The more unique you get to the person, like the harder things are gonna hit for them. The harder, like the weight of the situation is gonna feel like 10 times more. The more you tailor everything to their life. It's just crazy.
And I've been teaching people this loads, like recently, is that like they say, how can you become better at asking questions? But the trick is not becoming better at asking questions, it's becoming better at listening. And how do you become better at listening? Well, it's by being present in the conversation. So how do you do that? It's by detaching from the outcome. Not thinking, fuck, like, how can I sell this person? It's just like, listen actually to what they're saying and the outcome that they're having in their life right now, and pick apart where it's going wrong. Because the better listener that you become, the better your questions become by default.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
The thing is, I think it's hard to say, like, for me, I think 5 to 10k right now, like I set a goal for like the end of the year, like something ridiculous. I think like if I can make 50k a month by the end of the year, then I guess that'd be an insane achievement. I set that goal purely for the sake of like, yeah, I'm trying to hit that goal, and it's like a concept I read about like if you try and aim something ridiculous, then you end up throwing in ways that you never thought you could. And so like I think that mindset has helped me like try and do things, get out of my comfort zone and do things that I wouldn't usually do. So I guess in that sense, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because you can have a short-term goal. You can also be like, I don't know, it's just kind of like a fuck situation, right? Because you want to hit 50k a month. However, like there's two mindsets you can have, right? You can have a lens of like abundance or a lens of scarcity, thinking, fuck, all I want to do is just leave my 9 to 5, all I want to do is just get out of this like office job. Or you can think, damn, okay, like what actions can I take to hit 10k a month?
Mm-hmm.
So like, because 5 and 10k a month are two completely different lives, right? To be honest with you.
Really?
Two completely different lives. Well, of course, like 5k a month will literally just about get you by. Like 5k a month will literally do fuck all. 10k a month will literally just about get you by and then like give you like something nice on top to do. One trip somewhere for the month or whatever. These things, like they don't stay as much as you think, right? Especially if you want to travel, you want to do all of these great things, like take beautiful women on dates or take your family to like nice places and stuff like. This money goes quick to you. I think 10 grand a month is only 250 quid a day.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's fair enough. I think yeah, no, I get what you mean. I don't know. I think it's yeah, I get what you mean.
So what do you want to be like? Do you want to be the type of guy who sells himself short on his goals, or do you want to be the type of guy who actually like backs himself and fucking sets goals that he knows are going to scare the fuck out of him enough to take the necessary actions that he needs to?
I think I'd want to be the same guy.
Why?
Well, the guy that is confident enough in himself to make decisions that are uncomfortable, but that he knows will reach those goals is someone who's going to go way more than someone who has like a scarcity mindset.
Okay. So if we look at that together then, what is it that you need to overcome to actually start giving yourself permission to aim for more out of your life?
I would say I need to overcome like the ability to make uncomfortable decisions.
Okay.
And we're about to get behind this, but the reason I said overcome is because earlier I asked you what actions are you not taking. You're like, I'm already taking action. So you're thinking like forward focus. You're like, I am already doing this. So I can't be like, oh, what's stopping you? What would you need to let go of? Like I need to ask you, what is it that you need to overcome? Looking at it through like a forward lens perspective. And so that language is super fucking key. Because
very true, actually.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I think on that, like you switched it because like if you asked me what stopped me going like the negative route like you did last time, I probably would have overcompensated and been like, no, I don't think anything's stopping me.
Yeah, sure. I'm already taking action. I feel I'm going to solve it. Is the answer I would have got most definitely, right?
Yeah.
So
very true.
It like to decrease resistance. People think that these small things are so like negligible, like it doesn't matter, but like when you genuinely look at it, like these small things decrease so many small points of resistance that over the whole span of like an hour, like it makes a fucking huge difference.
Very true.
To the entire impact of the call, the entire energy of the call. You know what I mean? Because you can only get so much resistance from someone before you just think like fuck off, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's also a symptom, right? So if you go to the cause of like what's causing that, for example, like I'm super light skin, right? I'm super ginger. If I stay in the sun for too long, then I'll get sunburn, right? Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them. So the cause is me getting, or the symptom, sorry, is me getting sunburn. The cause is the sun. So in your situation, the symptom is you making difficult decisions and uncomfortable decisions. What is causing you to hesitate on making uncomfortable decisions?
Probably because like there's a fear there, most likely.
Most likely.
I would say the fear has eased off, but hasn't gone away.
Okay.
I would say I used to be fearful of like investing myself and like taking a bit more, I would say like risky decisions, I would say.
Such as?
Well, I mean, I refused initially to invest myself at all and just believe that I could completely do everything on my own. I didn't need to spend a single dime on myself, but like that's, like when you think about it, it is just, it's close to insanity, because how can you expect exceptional results and do normal actions?
Yeah. Okay. And did you find a mentor to like invest into?
Well, I'm trying one out. I think like literally I'm having another one call like next week. But like I paid for a week, and like I've had a call with her before. Like she helps me with my position with my content and stuff. And she actually helps me like analyze, go through one of my sales calls and one of my sales role plays. So I wanted to try and see how it was.
Okay, you can be one or two people, right? You can be the type of person who tries, or you can be the type of person who commits. Let's put it into like an actual scenario, right? Like, you know, do you go to the gym, you train, or no?
Yeah, I do train.
Yeah. You know those people who go to the gym and they're like proper fat, yeah? But they say every year that they're going to try to go to the gym this year, and they try to lose the weight. Or you have that motherfucker, you see them in the gym every fucking day, and you know that they're committed, you know that they're sweating their tits off every day. because they're committed. They say, this year I'm getting in the gym. This year I'm getting my food right. Who
Yeah.
New Year's resolutions aside, like who do you feel actually sees more success, the person who tries or commits?
Or commits. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you speak about you trying, I kind of dip in your toe, like I get it and well done for taking the step that you did. However, if I can challenge that for a sec, what's going to give you more success? Trying or risking?
Committing does sound more of a. You got that? Yeah, committing does sound more beneficial
To who?
to myself.
Why?
When you
Spotlight on me.
So cold. No, like on a real though, like you told me that you've been trying, and then your version of trying is like a 1 week trial period. So I
Yeah.
know for a fact that if I don't challenge the weak language in the call, if I don't trial or challenge the weak language for the trial attempt, and I frame the decision of you going with me as a commitment rather than you trying, that way I know that that's where like the gap can stretch, because the identity shift of 2.0 commits, the 1.0 tries. The 1.0 right now is a weak trial. The 2.0 right now commits. So now I've got like a fucking very clear gap
Between where I am and then where I need to be.
It's all just fucking chess, bro.
Yeah.
Do you see how I'm like 5 moves ahead?
Yeah. The spotlight was just on me. Like that's something to note as well. Like you should always keep the spotlight on them. Like even when I had thought, like I was already very clearly bought into the frame, right? But then the fact like I was just even more bought in when you're like, beneficial to who? Myself.
Yeah.
Just making me feel like I just
a little one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Explain spotlight control for somebody who's watching who doesn't know.
Spotlight control is something where like prospects or just people in general, as human beings, we usually try and put the spotlight on other things because it's very scary and we feel very vulnerable when the spotlight is on us. Like you can think of it as like, imagine you were on stage doing a performance, absolutely alone, the rest and the spotlight is on you. Imagine how scared you must feel, vulnerable you must feel. And the idea is that as a closer, as someone who, as a rep, like you need to be able to keep that spotlight on them and stop them from trying to move the fucking light onto someone else or something external. And you do that by making sure that the language that they use is aligned with the spotlight that is constantly on them, that they're taking absolutely full accountability for the position that they're in and what they need to do in order to change that.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
You commit, you have full confidence and back yourself to achieve what you said you would.
Okay. So if we really drill down on this trying now, maybe I'm wrong again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, bro. Well, it's not even about being right or wrong, but you can correct me if you disagree. Would it be fair to say that the lack of commitment is actually a byproduct of the fit?
Yeah, I would say so.
You would say so, or it is?
Yeah, it is.
You're just saying that because it's easy to say, because I challenge you?
No, I think I just I'm thinking about it, that's all.
Okay. Alright, what is the fear around?
Mm-hmm.
I should have asked you what you're thinking about.
To be honest, I don't really know.
I will say I did know. I just said I didn't know. I had failure in my mind, and
Really?
Failure was in my. I very clearly remember this because it honestly felt too much of an ego blow to say failure. I felt like such a pussy before saying failure. You got me to admit failure because I genuinely just had that was what it was. There was no being around the bush with it. But yeah, I remember just what is the fear around? There was nothing else for me to say, so I just said I don't know. So I remember having it in my head, but yeah, it's. I remember to this day, when people say I don't know, it is really just a cop-out response. It's a cop-out response, and it's them just finding a way to not take accountability for what is truly going on in their mind.
Absolutely, because if you we genuinely do always know the answer,
Yeah.
Or we can sit down and fucking work it out.
Yeah, we can actually sit there and consider. Even though if you've never looked that deeply in your life before, you definitely can.
100%.
It's probably the fear of failing. There's always a chance it won't work out. But then again, for me, I know that the more I think about the possibility of failing, the more I'm going to fail. So it's just so I know full well, and it's if you think you're going to fail, but if you take the actions necessary that lead you to succeeding, then you will succeed as long as you you just can't let yourself be the reason that you don't.
Can I challenge that? Is that okay?
Of course.
Yeah. Can you fail in continuation?
What do you mean by continuation?
If you're continuously going and going and going and you don't quit, can you fail if you don't quit?
No, you don't. Not actually. You don't actually fail if you don't quit.
Right. And like, it's not like, boom, but like one of these motivational David Goggins fucking things, like, even though he's an absolute G, is like, okay, so failure only happens, or you only fail when what happens?
When you decide to quit.
When you decide to stop, right? Just like when you go to the gym and you decide, and your muscles can no longer push away, that is what is considered failure. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are going to be certain points, bro, where you do hit a roadblock. Of course, that's natural. Where you get stopped in the tracks, like, bro, that's completely normal. You know what I mean? Like, you're in a new space. With failure, though, comes growth. Do you know what?
Because you learn.
Yeah.
Failing fosters learning, which fosters growth. Yeah.
So if you avoid failure, what else do you avoid?
You avoid or you avoid succeeding. You avoid growing.
Would it be fair to say that the Henry that you know you're capable of being, the guy up here, the one making 50,000 a month, you're going to need to grow a lot to become him, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. It's not that big a point. It's like, is that a reality? Like, is that truthful?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to say so?
Do you know what happens when you use language? Like, I guess I would say so.
So basically, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to reframe your fucking idea of fear. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're seeing like, oh, this fear of failure. It's like because it's not actually failure that you're scared of. It's quitting that you're scared of. And so I'm trying to help you understand in this. It's like, gee, you're not scared of failing. Like you're scared of quitting, starting quitting again, and going through the same cycle because it's pain. We're just like, fuck, I don't want to go all in because if it doesn't work, then I'll have to quit. But it truthfully has to work. If you go all in, it will work. But that fear of not going all, like quitting because it didn't work, if you go all in,
yeah,
it's just like this self-fulfilling prophecy, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's mad.
for sure. I think it's like we are generally as people, we view failure as a bad thing.
Yeah.
But like you just like spin that on its head. Like failure is actually a good thing. Fail as fast as possible. Chase failure. Like because you're gonna grow. You're gonna like. I think that was the switch. I remember like it's so that's why it's so important to reframe like an internal limitation or whatever the wall that someone's putting in front of themselves is because they're viewing it as something negative when in actuality they can turn it and shift it into something positive and use it to become someone new.
It's kind of like, right, like the, how can I put it, like with the failure, I feel like we just define it wrong. I feel like people don't have the right definition of failure. People think failure is like a roadblock. People think failure is like something that just happens to them. And then it's like, fuck, I failed. Oh my god, like failure just swooped out of the sky. Boom, knocked them out.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that doesn't happen. Failure doesn't even happen. It's just inevitable roadblocks. It's like when you drive in a car and you hit a pothole, the car might fucking break down. Like you just get another one, mate. Or you just fix it, you know?
Yeah,
so I don't think it's like that we're scared of failure. I think it's that we just define it in the wrong way. In a way that makes it seem like it's something that it's not.
Yeah, agreed.
You know?
Agreed, yeah.
Like the fucking failure monster's just gonna come out from like under the bed and fucking swing you around by your nuts like a fucking lasso. Like it's just not gonna happen, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so true. That's so true.
Like, you know what happens when you use language on the fence?
No, I don't actually.
Okay. Would you agree or disagree that your language that you use speaks about how you talk to yourself, and how you talk to yourself determines your actions, which determine the result that you get in your life? Let me rephrase it. Would you agree or disagree that your language determines the results that you get in your life?
Yes.
Why would you agree with that then?
Because if you are able to say, like you say, translates to, I think, how you think.
Okay.
Because if you're constantly unsure about things you say, then you're going to be unsure about how you think.
And how you think also determines your actions, right? Okay. So with that being said, if you use uncertain language to your help, knowing that how you speak is how you think is how you act, and how you act is the results that you get. When you use uncertain language, what type of result would that give you?
It will give you an uncertain result.
Okay. Do you want an uncertain result?
No.
Would it be fair to say that that's where you're at right now?
Yes.
Why? Why would that be fair to say?
Because again,
The reason I asked why there is because like earlier on in the call you're like, no, I'm taking action, no, things are going well, but now you're like buying into a different frame, and I'm like, I need to be skeptical of that. Like, really? Why?
Yeah. I would have challenged the fact that I'm smiling. I smiled when I was like, do you want an uncertain result? I was like, no. Like, it's like, do you find that funny? I would have been like, fuck, oh shit.
Yeah.
I think it's like, it is, like, watching back at this, I'm just like, damn, So different. So different. I think if I had myself on a call, I would be like, what is this kid doing? What is this kid doing?
Bro's freelance closing.
I might put that in my bio. I'm freelance closing.
Do it. That's actually funny.
Like you said, an uncertain. If I'm thinking in a state of uncertainty, then I'm really naturally going to end up with uncertainty.
Mm-hmm. Okay. In what way will you suffer if you continue to use uncertain language for yourself?
That is a bar, to be fair.
So good.
That I would be stuck in an uncertain situation, and then I'd be constantly stuck in a loop of like fearing that I won't succeed. So that fear will always stay there.
Okay. How long have you had this, like, fear or this uncertainty around yourself?
Probably ever since I started. Well, I think it comes from being like an overthinker, like constantly thinking about decisions whether they're right or not, like evaluating them logically, so that is this the best decision I can make right now?
Okay. How are you gonna, like, logically, emotionally, whatever? Like, how are you gonna know what's the best decision to make?
That's the objection.
I think for me originally it was just like weighing up pros and cons, but I realized like that it can't be applied. That can't be applied to everything. And so you're gonna have situations where actually the best decision doesn't have all pros and it doesn't have cons.
Okay.
But you're never gonna know what the best decision is
Until when?
until after you made the decision and what happens after you made the decision.
Yeah, it's a scary place to be, definitely, right? Knowing that you have to make a decision.
Did you know that I was essentially asking that based on the close at the time?
No.
No.
I actually didn't. I think I was just so bought into the conversation at this point. I was just like, fucking hell, like I feel like I'm just like breaking through new barriers. But I'm not gonna lie, like you can also see, like I'm even just like working out for myself as well. Like you just realize, like you just look at yourself as you say these things, as someone helps you lead through it. It's just like, damn, fucking hell, what am I doing? I remember just thinking to myself that I was like, wow, like that's actually. It was just such a crazy, weird experience, like diving that deep into my own mind and just realizing how much I was just holding myself back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
And put yourself back in that moment, right? Of like you sat in the fucking, not me there, hang on, wait.
You're never going to know what the outcome's going to be until you made the decision. Cool.
Put yourself back in that moment, like sat in your bedroom at home and just sitting there and like you're about to show the call thinking, this guy's just going to try sell me something. And then you like jump on the call and now we're what, 36 minutes in, let's say? Yeah, 30, coming up to 37 minutes in. And you're just like literally like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like if you put yourself back in that moment, like what is that version of you like? What is he feeling like? How is he like seeing things in that moment?
Like I just started feeling, or like the kind of emotions that I was experiencing was just like ultimate disappointment and anger towards myself to an extent. It was just super. It was like one of those moments when you just like really get slapped in the face, like, which is definitely something you need. Sometimes like you just need someone to show you like, look, like what are you doing? Like, and you don't really see it until like sometimes it takes for you to be slapped this hard or to be shown this way to dive deep into like what's going on in your mind to help you understand like how you're getting in your own way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like even just watching this, I can remember like it was yesterday, like jumping on that call, and just like I can even remember like the moments of how I felt when I said those words. It's actually unreal.
Damn.
I remember it all so clearly. Like it's kind of surreal to even say that, to be honest. Just even looking back at this, but yeah.
Fuck.
Well, that you're in, because you're going from like an employee to an entrepreneur, basically. Going from an employee to now being in control of your time, control of your income, control of your action. Everything's now in the palm of your hand. Massive shit to go through. So, are you willing to let go of fear to be able to go through that shit and put yourself in the position you want? You can say no, obviously, but like, you're actually willing to do that?
No, because, well, I say no purely because it's like the things that I've steadily progressed with in my life, I guess, have led me up to this point. But then I can't. But you like in my head, I'm like, it makes sense. It doesn't. Like it makes sense for me to, when you talked about like, the state of uncertainty, if I'm going to be uncertain and hold on to that fear, I'm really naturally going to end up exactly how I have been for the last like 7 or 8 months. I've been holding on to it.
Sure. And how did you let go of it 7 or 8 months ago? What type of position could you be in today?
Maybe a lot further in.
Maybe a lot further in. What do you believe that you're capable of achieving in 8 months with no fear?
Well, the thing is, I think you can say that having the fear isn't. I don't believe that the fear is the only thing that leads you to. Like, if you were to remove that fear, doesn't necessarily mean you'll reach that goal. Honestly, because I think yes, okay, because because there are going to be times when, regardless of whether you feel something or not, and you still go for the goal, it doesn't mean within that certain time frame you're still going to achieve it.
That's not what I'm asking you though. Like, what I'm asking you is, what do you believe that you're capable of achieving in 8 months? How do you fit?
I would be a lot further ahead than
Broken.
in every way. I would say.
I'll share a bit of my story with you, right? Like, I started high ticket, no experience, no nothing, basically. Came in fresh, made no money for 6 months. On the 6th month of high ticket, from October to February, since October, November, December, January, February, sorry, on the 5th month, I bought in my first 15K month. So, I'm no more talented than you. I'm no more like intelligent than you are in any way, shape, or form. In fact, probably less. I left school with 1 GCSE, literally, and that was in photography and all the things, right? So, like, let's say that you had the same trajectory for you 5 months, then your first 15K month. That means that for 3 months, 2 to 3 months, you could have earned £15. When you look at that, and we're honest and gentle about it, that means that ultimately, what, 30 to 45K, what you miss out on by holding on to the thing.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. What makes you agree with it?
Because I think a lot of people end up on hindsight when they say, "Oh, if I made the decision earlier, then this could have happened earlier." And so, like, if you had made this or had made that decision or made that fair a lot earlier, then you would have not missed out on that 45K.
Because if we genuinely look at that together, then, like, moving forward, what makes more sense? Does it make more sense for you to let go of the fear, or not even to let go of it, but to step into it, head on? Does it make more sense to continue to avoid it and let it keep you in a position that you're in now, where you have to dread Mondays every week?
It makes more sense to move forward.
Okay, and just a moment ago you mentioned you weren't willing to let go of the fear to shift from where you're at to the next level of you. So, like, not to be the fucking dickhead or like the bad cop or whatever, but like, where is the congruency in that?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's the question, like, genuinely, it's not me like coming after you, bro. It's a genuine first question, like, where is the congruency in that?
There is not.
Okay. So which one, genuinely, like, which one do you mean? Because other people can only help you, like, even from you to a side, like, anyone else in this space or planet can only help you as much as you're willing to help yourself. That's one thing that I learned, like, kind of recently, a few months back, when I realised, you know, not reaching out for help is actually more detrimental than removing the ego and actually going out there and asking people. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And that's why I reached out for help as well, originally.
And like, I appreciate that as well, because I know, you know, like, because the space is so isolated, right? Which one is it that you actually want to do then, man? Like, is it, do you want to step into it and face the fear, or do you, because it's going to be fucking really uncomfortable, and like, you're probably not going to enjoy it for this part, no one really ever does. Or are you going to step away from it?
And step into it.
Okay, why?
Because stepping into it would only mean that I would at least be facing the fear, and I would no longer be holding on to it. And that would allow me to grow.
Who will benefit from seeing you grow?
Myself.
Yeah, okay. In what way?
Because, well, I don't think at least right now, apart from my family and other people I care about, no one isn't ever really care about the opinions of anyone else apart from myself. So the person who's going to value my growth the most is me.
Yeah, okay. How, I guess what I'm asking now is, if we go a layer deeper, like, how will you benefit from seeing your growth?
I would be able to achieve like the goals I wanted to.
And what type of man do you need to become to be able to do that?
Someone that steps into fear and makes decisions not carrying that fear with him.
See, because now what I've got is I've got your goals, I've got your vision of what you want to achieve, I've got your fear. I've literally got the 3 main components to then drop a fucking big identity frame of like, well, what man do you need to become to achieve your goals, achieve the dream life that you want, and get over the fear. And now this is the man that you're displaying to me, so now what can I do? I can use this same version of you in the clothes, and I can go on to explain and actually help you through it and be like, yo, like, look, this is the man that you need to be. Are you willing to be that guy? If you're not willing to be that guy, then you're never going to go ahead. But inevitably you were willing to be that guy, and that's why you're sat in South Africa today. So yeah.
I will say, like, you can also notice the shift in the energy from the conversation. Like, you can just tell. I went from super, like, kind of yapping, like, just going around in circles, like, leading tangents away from the conversation, to now being super buoyant, super focused, no more real uncertain language. That's when you know you're in a place where it's just, like, the person that you're talking to is, like, super buoyant, super, like, in the frame. But like, you can clearly see that like shift in energy from myself in the conversation.
You went from resistance to intent, basically. Yeah, you were just like, nah, fuck off, here for information. Now you're like, holy fuck, like, this guy's helping me. Like, how can I do that? And you've experienced that on many sales calls as well, right? It's just like, you notice the shift, and it's like, yeah, motherfucker, like, I know you're going to close now, innit?
Yeah, for real.
And I remember it was my birthday like the next week as well, and I was like, damn, like I better start fucking getting deals in. And yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. So when you do finally become that person, and you can say like 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the line, you wake up on what is it, Saturday morning, and you're like, damn, okay, cool, I'm fucking feeling it today. You look at your calendar, you've got 6 calls, but you close 5 out of 6 of those deals. You just feel on top of the world. You hit your first $1,000 day. You know, like I'm actually pacing 30k a month, and that would be in December. So that would almost be 50k a month by the end of the year. And you can sit and reflect on all of the times that you got through the fit, all of the hurdles that you overcame. You're in the best fucking shape of your life. You're making more money than you've ever made before. Even the materialistic side, like you genuinely feel fucking proud of yourself. Because of everything that you put on the line, time after time after time after time. Ego, status, perception of other people, like perception of yourself. You press that time and time and time again. And when you visualize that in such a short space, like in the next 6 months, like what is that worth to you?
It's like I'm giving up my dream life purely based on how I perceive myself, all these fears I'm holding on to.
Yeah. When you look at yourself, like that version of you in a reflection, like what happens internally when you visualize the man that you're capable of being in 6 months' time?
Yeah, I mean, it would be like the ultimate dream, right? Like that, it would feel, like I would feel very proud of myself that I actually took the steps necessary to get into that goal and achieve what I wanted to.
You know, would or will?
Well,
Because if you continue to hold on to it, then like genuinely, what's the chances of you achieving it? Do you want to take a step?
can you repeat that? Sorry.
If you continue to hold on to the fear, like what's the chances of you ever achieving the outcome that you want?
Would be a lot less. The chance of me achieving what I want to while holding on to the fear would be significantly lower.
Okay. Have you ever considered the consequences, Henry, of what happens if you don't let go of it?
I would live a lot more carefully, just in general. It would. I guess I've been. I think that because I still think I can do or make or achieve those goals currently as I grow through the experiences I choose and the decisions I make through time. I guess for me right now, it's more. I want to take. Like you're right in saying that. You should definitely. I should be letting that figure go right now if I want to achieve those goals.
Okay. And just even between me and you, man, like there's nothing that I'm saying that you should do. Like there's nothing that I'm like insinuating. It's like, well, if we look inside of your mind, either work together or not, like I don't mind. So we kind of assess where you're at and what you're doing, but like rather just help you get out of your own mind to be able to do what you want.
I appreciate that.
So my question to you is like, whether you've come right or not out of the equation, what consequences, what is the impact of you not letting go of the limitations of the fear and you continue to stay in the same cycle that you're in?
I would be the consequence. The consequence is me giving up the goals that I want to achieve.
Because the other side of it is that like in 6 to 12 months time, or in 6 months time, you're still cycling in the same fear. You're still having to wake up every Monday and dread it because you're still going into work. You're still trying to build your personal brand on it, getting no traction because you're not actually doing the real needle moving task. And you continue to put yourself through this burnout cycle of like trying, but never actually committing. And you have all these goals and ambitions of the freedom that you want, and you meet multiple people who are doing it, but you never actually do that yourself. And it always leaves you wondering, but why? What if? Is that a version of you that you're willing to accept?
No.
Okay. Why not?
Because I said that I would do whatever it takes to. I promised myself that I would do whatever it takes to reach those goals and prove that I can make it. And like not letting go of that fear.
Go on
probably
then,
one of those
son.
things that I've held off for too long.
Probably, or it is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Well, look, man. I mean, with that being said, if I follow that thread, like, when is the best time for you to let go of the fear and to actually face it head on?
Now.
Yeah, didn't sound certain in that at all, bro.
Really? Sorry?
Like,
I was saying now.
Like, okay.
Now.
There's not me being a dick, by the way. Like, I'm just going to challenge you regardless. Like, why is it now though? Because it's already been 7 to 8 months, and it's a long cycle. Like, why now is it that you finally think, fuck, okay, like, I'm willing to release myself?
Well, I think
so many fucking sales reps fuck that up. Where they ask like the why now question, they'll be like, I want to earn 10k a month, and they're like, well, why now are you ready to do this with e-commerce? Rather than understanding that the why now comes literally at the end of the conversation before the pitch. Because think about asking why now when somebody says I want to earn 10k a month in retirement. I'm like, why now though? Why now do you really want to do this? Versus they want to travel the world, they want to get everything that they want to achieve in their life. They understand the timeline, how long it stopped them, why it stopped them, the fear, the future is and the consequence, and then you why now them. Like, that's literally like the biggest fucking right fucking hook or right uppercut that you could ever get in a sales call.
It's just like the why is the selling point, right? So like if you like the why just holds so much more weight once you have all of that behind it, and it's just like Like, why ask why now? Like, why now do you want to do this with e-commerce when you just have absolutely nothing in the conversation? Like,
Yeah.
asking why do you want to do this now after understanding that you want to retire your mum, you want to achieve all these insane goals with your life, after understanding what's been holding you back up until this point. Like, it just, the weight of that why is unbelievable.
Yeah, and if you don't ask it in the right way, it's literally the wettest thing ever. Like, honestly, like, I swear to God, I've reviewed so many sales calls like it where people just do the wrong shit or just like helping people with their sales reps now, and I'm just like, bruv, like your guys are just asking the right questions in the wrong order. If you just sequentially put your questions in an order that psychologically puts somebody in an environment where it's like, oh fuck, like this is important to me. It's not just a conversation. It's like, oh shit, like this is the reality of the situation. And then it's like you will close minimum extra 20-30% more deals every month.
Yeah, it's actually a really good point. Timing is so important. Like the timing of when you bring something, like when you ask a question at a certain point in the conversation is unbelievably important. I learned that like when I think it was like when I first started out closing, and I remember one of our one-to-ones, she was like, yeah, you can say the right questions, but if you say the wrong time, they're fucking shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's so true. Like you can ask like the sickest reframe, but if it just doesn't make any sense, it's just not gonna hit. So yeah, the timing of your questions and timing of the way you like bring things into the conversation is super important.
100%, yeah.
Being under the impression I was taking action before and I was progressing, I guess I didn't really think about what phase I was holding to. I was more focused on trying to make my hand work.
Right. And do you mean that though, or are you just saying it to fit the conversation?
No. I do mean that genuinely.
Right. Because I feel like, well, I know that I can help you now. The reason that there's a gap basically, and there's this gap of like Henry 1.0, Henry 2.0. That requires courage because you're going to feel the fear. That requires an element of like illusion and like just believing that something is going to exist without it existing in the real world. And it's also going to require you to step through the fear. I ultimately leave the yours for it because like, I don't want you to come to the school. I don't want you to leave the school with the same problem that brought you to the school. So, what is it that you're actually looking for in a mentor or a friend or a coach to be able to help you get to the position that you need?
I guess like I would want to have a mentor who would like support to be honest, like I would want a mentor to teach me everything I know.
Okay. Well, I can definitely teach you everything that I know because that's what I've been doing for multiple people. If you'd like, man, I'm happy to talk you through it and show you how
We can skip this bit.
Like, what the program that I run. His money to charity. And then Julius, I think, sent it to the end.
Oh, that is a blast to the past.
Yeah, we won't even include this in the thing.
Oh no, I want to see it. I want to see it again.
It's 6K for 8 weeks for a closer. So, and then there's the third tier basically, which is just the group training alone. So every week in the community,
Damn, what a handsome bastard.
I do extra just to kind of give it. This is like the main group chat with the boys where we all just chat.
Look at that.
Yeah. No structure.
No structure, there's all the one-to-ones, there's random people in the Discord.
Damn, I'd already closed Isaac and Joe.
Joe's already in there, yeah. I
And
remember
Liam. So you're my 4th client.
that. OG, what can I say?
Damn.
There from the beginning.
That's crazy.
That is crazy, like just
Cool
looking
sales
at
goal,
that.
might be.
Holy crap.
Sales goal submission, cool goal, all of my sales goals, hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales goals, role plays, wins. So for example,
Oh my god. And Siggy was
thing like here, like this is like us, there's people in here who, maybe I can't find it now, here you go. Jose donated his money to charity. And then Julius, I think, sent it to the end as well. That's essentially everything.
That's actually.
We're doing is I'm teaching you how to sell. I'm also helping out like bottom funnel operations, appointment setting flows, being able to book calls out of nurtures, getting the right content out there, how to structure your content to actually get people onto a call bought in, that sort of thing.
It's just like the content stuff, is that just on Instagram?
Like short form, basically.
Okay.
I'm also pretty fucking good at copywriting as well, so do need help with copywriting now. I can help with that.
Okay. And it's like $750 for just the group calls.
Exactly. And like I'll chuck in like a one-to-one, say like I'll chuck in like a half an hour one-to-one every other week, basically.
And like in your, like, I guess I want to know which one gives me the best ones at like Because obviously I'm not making crazy revenue from business right now.
Sure.
I would say like the only thing I could really is like either the closer or the tip.
Like, I don't believe that the 20k one is the right fit for you. Like, that would be way too advanced for the level that you're at. Not, that's just genuinely saying that
It wasn't
you
even a
wouldn't get the most
20k
out of it.
package.
Yeah. Anyway, the 750 a month one, like, yeah, okay, that can be
I
good,
realised
but,
that
like, you'd
after I
eventually
got
end
to
up
know you a bit more.
upselling anyway. Like, you'd eventually end up going for that, like, the middle package regardless, because it's like, okay, cool, the group sessions are good, but there's going to come a time and need where you need more attention, you want more specific advice, you know. And so, like, the best result of a program that Julius went through is a 6k program. Well, his was 8k, but like,
And where was he? Like, where did he start out?
at 3k a month.
Look how nervous I am, bro. Like, look how jittery my body is. I'm like, I'm fucking bottling the clothes. Oh, no way. How the tables turn. How the turntables.
I just think that like
Do you get
I would 100% do this if I was doing or if I was like already making like decent money from my own business. Like really what I'm doing is just freelance sales. And so like I would like getting an offer or like getting people. I haven't even focused on that part, that side of it yet. Getting an offer that I can sell, because like I guess my genuine concern is that say I have the skill set. Now it's about actually finding something to sell. I guess that's what I'm working on right now.
Sure. I can help you with that. Like, I've got offers in the pipeline. Depends really what you're, but you have to show. I can't help you with that straight away. Like, I can't just be like, okay, we're going to onboard you onto an offer, Henry, and guarantee you go keep 10 down, because I want to show.
What?
Didn't
It's
have,
just didn't have.
Didn't have offers in the
complete
pipeline.
bullshit.
Just lied. I needed money, bro. I knew that I could find them for you. Like, I have a sick network, and I spent 2 years building that shit up. Literally invested like over 60k into sales training. Like, I know I could find you an offer.
Yeah, I wasn't worried about whether you could teach me, like, the fact that you had led me through the conversation, and it was just like, because I've been on a sales call once before, and it was entirely different.
Yeah.
Just like the way so I wasn't questioning your skill set. I was just genuinely like my only it's still uncertainty, to be honest, but it was just like, yeah, I had the skill set, but like I had nothing to sell. So, yeah. As soon as you said, like, it made sense. Like, you would have obviously a sick network after investing 60k into your skill set, or like, I don't know how much money you've invested into your skill set now, but it must be a crazy low. But
Yeah.
at the time when I saw that and when I watched the pre-cool videos of how much you invested in yourself, I was like, yeah, like, this is, regardless, I'm gonna learn something. I'm gonna learn something, even if I make the biggest fucking mistake of my life. Like, I'm gonna learn something. So I was just like in my head, I was just like, fuck it, what's the worst thing that can happen?
That's what I said.
I want to see you showing up for a couple of weeks first, and showing me that you're applying, you're listening, you're holding yourself accountable, you're coming to questions, and once you shown me that you can, then I'm happy to be like, yo, look, like, okay, there's an offer here, like, can I help you? Do you want it, let's get you onboarded. Teach how to smash it with you. If you're rather focused on business, I can help you scale your business, bro. No stress, I can give you some tools.
Just couldn't.
It was a no-brainer.
What best, like, let's just get on the table, man. Like, what objections have you got?
Is there a possibility for install, like just for availability? I want to pay up front, but I literally can't.
That's okay. I mean, other than the money, like, are you 100% in?
Oh, the money objection handling.
Yeah, no,
Here
actually.
it comes.
Joey, you can't hesitate a little bit.
I hesitated at first because I was like, the business concern was mainly because obviously I want to having a skill set is so important, but it's like applying a skill set I feel like is a different thing, and so that's where I'm wondering, like, okay, I know you have the capability to sell, like, you guys are really good at sales. Like, having a skill set is amazing, and it's like I'm 100% do it if I had like the application of the business there. Like, if I was already doing calls and stuff already, which I very rarely am as of right now. Like, I hop on like a couple calls a week because I don't have like the lead gen. The guy's lead gen isn't great, which is what we're working on right now.
That was actually cool.
Okay.
And so like the business application of like, okay, cool, I have the skills. Now it's like I need to apply them and like start closing deals. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, okay. Well, if you need to leave that business owner, then again, I can hook you up with one, man. It's not a problem. I got a good network. Actually just got another offer in the pipeline today. I got a couple of them like floating around, man. They do come and go, to be real with you. Some of them are great, some of them are average, none of them are terrible. You can, let's say, like, some of them are like 3 to 5k a month OTE, others are like 10. I've got one that was 30k OTE the other day. And like, for me, it's tempting to take it up. I'm like, damn, getting like 30k OTE, that's like naughty. But like, I don't, I do close part time just for fun, and for content as well. Because content is key. So, like, in terms of the money, like, let's say hypothetically I'm able to sort you something out, like payment plan wise. Is that going to be helpful for you to move forward?
Yes.
Okay, so it's literally just like logistics, basically. Is that what
Logistics.
Very cool. Talk to me then, but rather than me throwing like random numbers at you, like what is it that you do have available roughly in terms of like savings?
I have 2.5 right now.
Why do we do open wallet?
Why do we do open wallet? Yeah, great question. So you see, to finish this video off, why we do open wallet and how we do open wallet. Open wallet. Because if somebody has an objection and it's to do with money, your job is to flush the fucker out. Flush out. Can you see it? Why do we do an open wallet? Well, hopefully the whole thing's not fucked, but why do we do an open wallet? Because when you understand that somebody has a financial objection, like you need to flush it out. Like, is that the only objection? So other than the money, are you 100% in? Is a direct fucking flush. Now we're going to say yes or no, or yes but. If it's yes but, then they're not 100% in. If it's yes, then you know it's a payment plan setting, and you just set the vibe of like, cool, payment plan. So the reason why we do it is because it's like, how much cash can you collect up front? How much can they commit? Whether that's credit, debit, fucking crypto, credit score, financing. You have to get creative with it. In this case, it was pretty simple because you had no credit cards. You had fucking half the amount, and it was just like, boom, put down.
Half down, everything I had in the bank.
From your perspective, why did you have no objections after 57 minutes or 1 hour, 2 minutes on that call?
Because at that point, I was just like, I have this person, I have this opportunity in front of me. Like, from my perspective, I was gonna learn something no matter what happened. Like, money is tangible. I knew in my head already that I could, like, money is something like that comes and goes. Like, you make more money. Worst comes to worst, even if this doesn't work out, I go make more money again, whether it be slowly, like, and I just redo it all over again because it's like that's how badly I want it. So I was just like, if all goes to shit, I get scammed, whatever. Like, enough trust and enough conversation had been built up into that point where I trusted in my instinct to know that, like, I actually felt that you could help me. Like, even just, I think when you stream your screen, I saw the Discord and I was like, I was bought into that point. I was way too bought into, like, there's no point me giving objections. I had no objections to give. Like, there was nothing left in the tank at that point.
Yeah, and that's the power of removing them in discovery, right? And like, it's the power of actually understanding like how to create a psychological buying environment. It's not just a nice fancy term, but it's actually one that ChatGPT came up with once that I like actually realised is like facts, because the buying environment is the future pace out of the objection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that is the absolute most key part. And looking back at this, bro, it's fucking crazy to see like the different positions that we're in now. Like, I was just coming out of like 20 grand debt, huge breakup, and like my life was hitting the fan in my life basically. And like, I didn't know what to do. I literally just booked another flight to a different location, start fresh, and like that month I hit 96k in rev.
Yeah.
And like the month after you hit your
the call that changed it all.
Yeah, the call that fucking changed it all. Madness.
Actually insane. It's actually so insane. In all transparency, I've watched this back before, but just like even watch it, every time I watch it, it just gets like even better. Like, I cringe every time, but it's like it's just so like reminiscent and so nostalgic.
I wish I could watch my first ever sales call back. I don't think the guy will have it. I'd have to find him. I know his name, but I doubt I'll have it. It's from like 2023, 2022 actually.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember this call for a very, very, very long time.
I'm probably going to show my kids this call. And be like,
this was the moment. That I changed lives.
Yeah, this was like the pivotal moment of like my business.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Introducing the fucking Cristiano Ronaldo of cash collectors. There'll be people that overtake you, lads, eventually.
Nah.
There will. You have to watch out for them, mate.
I'll be
we got some Donnies cooking right now.
Yeah, we do.
Like, and
they're
gonna shoot past you, lads.
It's because they're learning from the best.
Yeah.
Learning from the best.
Yeah, I get it. Fucking hell.
This
what a
is
moment. So we're at like what 1 a.m. now, finishing up in the office, and time to fucking go home.
Yeah, time to go home, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been good. I really enjoyed this, I'll be honest.
Alright, well, you can find Henry's fucking Instagram in the bio. You can find Henry's Instagram in the fucking link in the description. I'll post mine there too. You should go follow us both if you don't already, because this is literally game-changing shit. In this video, Henry's literally a software engineer, probably crying on his lunch breaks, hiding in the toilets, eating his fucking Lunchables that his mum packed for him, and now he's eating steak in a fucking WeWork in Cape Town, South Africa, buying steak for all of us because he's a fucking G.
Yeah, no, it's different levels. Honestly, it's crazy. It's 5 months apart. 5 months apart.